Hi YouTube. Okay, so we have Raul here who found me on where? YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're doing, I'm teaching him how to fix phones here in my shop. Today is Sunday, what's today? The 29th, right?
29th.
Something like that. Okay, so it's Sunday, and so far what we've done is we fixed the what? iPhone 6, the 6S, the 7, and we're gonna do the 10 next. Okay, so you haven't fixed iPhones at all before, right?
No.
So right now is like your first time.
First time. Ever.
What do you think? Do you think it was difficult or hard, or do you think it was gonna be harder to learn, or?
I thought it was gonna be a little bit harder at the beginning, but once you get to know which part it's which, and you kind of follow that pattern through the different phones, and you'll just take it from there. But it's a little bit easier than what I thought.
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's hard at the beginning to know every part and identify everything, but once you got everything down, you can repeat that pattern on the other phones, and it's basically the same thing.
So we started off with the iPhone 6, and as you can see, like kind of I was explaining before we even started, if you know how to fix one phone, one iPhone, you pretty much can fix the rest of the iPhones. And then how you can see, I showed you kind of detailed on the iPhone 6, and then once we started the 6S, I didn't show you as much, right? Because you already knew the 6, and then when we did the 7, I pretty much didn't show you anything because you already knew how to do it.
Yeah.
Even though that was your first time, because you just followed the ways that the iPhone 6S or the 6, because they're all the iPhones, each model, they're almost the same. So a 6 is the same as a 6S, just little tiny things that really don't matter, but they're almost the same. What got you, or what wanted you to learn how to fix phones?
It got my attention once you starting to explain everything and how you can make a profit out of that. Just the screens, simply to start off, and then I mean, if you do one phone in one day, like, or even two,
You still make the same amount of money as if you were just working a full-time job. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that will take you a couple hours instead of going the whole shift. So that's one thing, and another thing is that you can be your own boss.
The whole plan, of course, is not to just to fix one phone, but how I was explaining it to him earlier. If I fix, okay, so for instance, like this is money-wise. Like right now at my shop, the iPhone 7 I fixed for $100. The screen costs $20. That's an $80 profit on one phone. That $80 profit is more money than what I was doing at my last job, working 8 hours. So even if you fix one phone, it's gonna be your like entire day's pay. But of course, you don't want to just fix one phone. You want to fix like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you start fixing 6, 7 phones a day like that. You're gonna start to be making a lot of money. You're gonna start to be making hundreds, $400, $500 a day. But you have to work up to that point, because in the beginning, nobody's gonna know about you. You're gonna start off with like no customers, no referrals. Of course, like when you start fixing phones and people like you, they're gonna start to tell their friends, and that's gonna be part of like how you're gonna get customers, is from referrals. And then from the marketing standpoint, from like making ads on Craigslist, or having like a Facebook, making your own ads, or getting a Yelp account, you're gonna start to get customers coming in from all different areas. Maybe one from Facebook, that's all your ad. Maybe somebody's coming in from a Yelp that saw you, or maybe Google from your website. So collectively from all the different areas, that's how you're gonna start to get like, and then plus referrals from people telling their friends. You're gonna start to get a bunch of repairs like that. But just in the beginning, it's gonna start off slow, just how any business is. You just have to work your way up to that point. I think like, I remember the times that I remember how much money I was making. I remember when I started making $3,000. And then the other point, I remember clearly making $9,000. When I started from 0 to $3,000, I think it only took me like, probably just like a few months. And I was already making $3,000.
6 months.
It was less than that. It was probably like a good like 3 months. But $3,000, and I'm talking about $3,000 in profit. My entire month of work from me working at the guitar shop, my paychecks were like, for the whole month, I was making $590 for a 2-week paycheck. So that's like, what is that? 12, like a little less than $1,200. And that's for the entire month. And that's working like 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday.
With the boss.
Yeah, and waking up with an alarm clock. Like I would wake up at 4:50 a.m. and then I would start to get ready. I would be out of the door at 5:30, and then I would clock in at 6. And I worked from 6 to 2:15. And then you would have to drive all the way back home, and I got home like at 3 o'clock. But just even fixing one phone would take care of my whole 8-hour workday. And so we're almost done. So he knows how to fix the 6, the 6S, and the 7. The very last phone that we're gonna fix is the iPhone 10, which is this phone. And this right here is the freaking money maker. I have another video called, I forgot what it's called, but it's the iPhone X. And still today, I explain how I'm making $200 profit on this one phone. A $200 profit fixing one phone would take me 3 days of work. Because if I'm making $60 a day after taxes, that's like $180 for 3 days. I can make my entire 3-day pay period in like 20 minutes just fixing this phone, the iPhone X. And it's going to be the same thing with the iPhone XS and the XS Max. And then we'll come back. All right, so here we're fixing the iPhone 10, and he already has it down already. There's only like 8 screws to take the whole thing apart, and it's really easy. If you guys want to know how to fix this one, I have a video on YouTube. It's just I think it's called iPhone 10 screen repair replacement, something like that. And one thing that I think is, I think that since I think people think that the newer phones are harder to fix, in which this one, what do you think this one's the hardest one or the easiest one, or out of the ones that we learned?
I think it's the easiest.
The easiest one, right?
It took me, I think, half the time than the other ones. So yeah, I think it's just easier.
Yeah. Less
screws, so
and
it's faster.
Right. And then this one, I showed you kind of things, what to do a little bit, but since you already knew how to fix the 6 and the 6S, it kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
How to fix this one.
You start recognizing the parts.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little bit different, but you know where everything goes, so kind of like follow through that pattern and then you make it happen. So yeah, it was a lot easier.
Hi everybody. All right, so that is a wrap for that part of the video. Today is actually a different day. Today is actually New Year's Day. It is about 3:50 p.m. on New Year's Day. And yeah, how you guys saw in the video, Raul, the guy that you saw my videos on YouTube. He messaged me on Instagram, and then he showed up to my shop. I didn't even know he was coming. He comes in, and he asked if I can show him how to fix cell phones. So I started with iPhones. We had talked for like a couple of minutes, and then I was like, okay, I'll show you. So he came in like a few days later, this past Sunday, and I showed him iPhones. And it took a few hours, but he pretty much knows how to fix all the iPhones. I showed him 6, all the way. He knows how to fix everything from the 5s all the way up to the new iPhone X. Okay, so I've been getting a lot of comments and messages, either if it's on YouTube or Instagram, a lot of questions like, where do I buy my stuff? Where do I get parts? Where do you sell your screens to? How do you do this? How do you do that? Okay, so moving forward, for the month of January, of course, I'm going to still keep putting up videos. But for the month of January, I'm going to be working on building a cell phone repair community online. So I think hopefully I'll have that ready by the end of January. With that said, you guys will start making your own money, making your own $200 in profit fixing the iX, making your own $80 profit fixing iPhone 7s and iPhone 8s. You guys will be making your own money, and I will be there to freaking guide you and to help you and to do all that stuff. Repairing phones is only half of it. Marketing is the other half. It's pretty much, it's almost like half and half. It doesn't matter how well or how good you are to repair something. If somebody doesn't know about you marketing, they're not going to call you. They're going to call people who they have heard of by referrals or how they found online through websites, through review sites and all that. So repairing is just part of the business. You guys get that? And I think I have explained that in one of my videos, how to market on Facebook and Instagram ads. But anyways, Happy New Year with you guys. Hopefully I can help some of you guys out there change your lives. Thank you guys for watching again. Follow me on Instagram, subscribe to my videos, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.